Pinocchio. Once upon a time, nestled amongst the emerald green hills and crystal blue streams, there sat a quaint little village. Its cobblestone streets echoed the whispers of old tales and the laughter of children at play. The heart of this serene hamlet was its beloved toymaker, Geppetto. He was a kind-hearted, gentle old man with a silvery beard and eyes twinkling like stars on a clear night. His age-old trade of crafting wood into wondrous creations was a source of joy for children, not only from the village, but from far and wide. Geppetto's workshop was a treasure trove, filled with lifelike dolls and intricate toys. His aged, yet nimble, hands crafted miracles out of lifeless blocks of wood. The beauty of his creations lay not only in their craftsmanship, but in the love and care he imbued in every single one of them. However, deep within his gentle soul, Geppetto yearned for something more of the companionship and laughter of a son. One day, stirred by the echoes of his heart's desire, Geppetto decided to carve a unique puppet out of a block of pine wood. The chisel in his hand seemed to dance, guided by his skilled hands and hopeful heart. Hours turned into days, and days into weeks, as his creation took shape. The culmination of his dedication and longing was a puppet, more charming than any other, a wooden boy he christened Pinocchio. The moment Geppetto's paintbrush added the final touches to Pinocchio's twinkling eyes and rosy cheeks, a miraculous event unfolded. With a tiny flutter of wooden eyelids and a small chuckle that filled the room, the puppet sprung to life. Overwhelmed with joy and disbelief, Geppetto could only exclaim,
"My dear Pinocchio, you're more than a miracle. You're a dream come true."
As days turned into weeks, Pinocchio started learning about life, people, and the world around him. Geppetto, being an ardent believer in knowledge, taught him about honesty, compassion, and the importance of hard work. Realizing the need for formal education, he decided to send his wooden son to school. On his way to school one day, Pinocchio encountered a cunning fox and a sly cat. With their honeyed words and persuasive tales, they painted a vivid picture of an enchanting place called Playland. It was, according to them, a place where fun knew no bounds and work was unheard of. Intrigued by the exciting prospect, Pinocchio thought aloud,
"Wouldn't it be grand to play all day and night?"
The intoxicating idea of limitless fun led him astray from his path to knowledge, and he followed the deceptive pair. Playland was a paradox, both a dream and a nightmare. It was indeed a place of laughter, merry-go-rounds, and endless joy, but it held a dark secret. The carefree laughter masked a sinister curse that gradually transformed carefree children into burdened donkeys. Unaware of the subtle changes, Pinocchio immersed himself in the ecstasy of play until he saw his reflection in a pool of water. He was horrified by his transformation and fled, vowing to return to his father and his lessons. Meanwhile, in the quiet village, Geppetto's heart grew heavier with each passing day. His workshop, once filled with the melody of his tools and Pinocchio's innocent laughter, now echoed with silence. When the news of Pinocchio's disappearance reached him, he felt a sharp sting of despair. However, he knew he had to find his lost son. Armed with hope and love, Geppetto embarked on a journey that led him through dark forests, across high mountains, and into the belly of a monstrous whale. Hearing about his father's plight, Pinocchio was wrecked with guilt. He knew he had to save Geppetto, and without a second thought, he dived into the sea. ending up inside the whale as well. In the belly of the whale, amidst the darkness and the stench, Pinocchio found Geppetto. Their reunion was a mix of joy and sorrow. Pinocchio, overcome with remorse, cried,
Father, I am so sorry I did not heed your lessons.
Geppetto, despite their predicament, comforted him.
We'll find a way out, son. We are together. And that's what matters.
Their audacious plan to escape involved tickling the whale's insides, causing it to sneeze them out onto the shore. As they lay panting on the sandy beach, Pinocchio made a heartfelt promise to Geppetto.
I will be a good boy, Father. I will attend school, make friends, and always adhere to the truth.
Their trials and tribulations had been observed by a benevolent fairy who was deeply moved by Pinocchio's sincerity and Geppetto's unconditional love. She decided to reward Pinocchio's newfound wisdom and courage.
Dear Pinocchio, your honesty and bravery deserve a reward.
With a wave of her magical wand, she transformed the wooden boy into a real one. From that day forward, Pinocchio attended school, studied with diligence, and took care of Geppetto. His honesty and transformation earned him many friends, and he became the darling of the village. Geppetto, brimming with pride, would often say,
I am proud of you, Pinocchio.
as he hugged his son. The house that was once quiet was now filled with warmth, laughter, and stories of the day, forever encapsulating their happy ever after.
In a village nestled deep, where dreams wake from sleep. In a village nestled deep, where dreams wake from sleep. Lived a toymaker old and kind, with a longing in his mind. Lived a toymaker old and kind, with a longing in his mind. Pinocchio, oh Pinocchio, a puppet's tale of a journey's echo. From wood and mile to laughter low, Pinocchio, oh Pinocchio, in a land of endless play, Pinocchio lost his way. In a land of endless play, Pinocchio lost his